So in this video, we'll be looking at some evidence that the Blackwell gaming cards may be just around the corner. And also, I'm going to be advising you what you can do. If they do decide to keep us waiting, I'm going to be advising you how you can get your revenge against Nvidia. So there's a claim being made by on Twitter, Copite7 Kimmy said, "We will meet GeForce of Blackwell soon." Now, this comes about a month after we learned that Blackwell was being delivered to companies like OpenAI, and we discussed the possibility that they've almost certainly got the chips that they need to make the GeForce cards, and there's probably nothing stopping them doing that, because the only problems that they've had were with these huge devices which have a special type of chip which needs to be connected with an interconnect. That's not the case for the gaming GPUs. They can just place those inside the gaming device, and we've got the GeForce cards. But we got this about a month back, and since then, no news coming from Nvidia. But we now have this claim from Copite7 Kimmy saying, "We will meet GeForce of Blackwell soon." So I'm interpreting that as meaning the gaming cards are coming through soon. Video cards have got some commentary here, which I thought was very relevant. We've obviously been discussing the fact that the RTX 50 series is probably coming in CES in January, but they also mentioned that typically Nvidia has its own launch dates. They don't normally launch at CES, but they did do that for the Super series. And they also say that Nvidia normally, they kind of tease their launches months in advance or weeks in advance. They didn't do that for the Super series. If I remember correctly, we had just one tease coming from Gigabyte about a week before they actually launched. So this time around, it's possible it's at CES, which will be a pity because it's literally impossible to get the 4090 in some places right now. Or it could be sooner than that based on this leak or this rumor. Now, if it does turn out to be at CES, how can you punish Nvidia? Make sure that they understand your anger at having to wait that long. What you could do instead is to go for an RTX 5880 Ada generation. This guy is almost as powerful as the high-end GeForce cards, and it has 48 gigabytes of memory, better silicon altogether. And you can really kind of like express your anger at Nvidia, but instead of going with their gaming cards, just go with one of these professional ones. Just show how frustrated you are. Of course, they are a couple of $1,000s more than the gaming cards. If you're really pissed off and you want to express that to them, you could go for the RTX 6000 Ada generation. That's a couple $1,000s more than the like 4,000 more. But I think that would really express to Nvidia just how upset you are at having to wait if you get one of these bad boys instead. So definitely one way of crushing their spirits and enacting a serious revenge on them if they do not launch the gaming cards within the next couple of weeks. Another way, which might actually be a little bit more effective, would be to go with Apple MacBook Pro cards, because the laptops, these ones have got powerful graphics. They're available for pre-order, and you can get up to 128 gigabytes of memory, of unified memory, which might in some situations work out well if you're doing AI type of stuff. So that's where the 48 gigs comes in handy. That's where the 128 gigs for AI training especially might come in handy with Apple. Obviously, Apple are working on improving their machine learning and improving their AI for Apple Intelligence, the AI capabilities. So that's some kind of competition there for Nvidia. But anyway, it's always nice to have a little bit of competition. We know that AMD is not going to be around providing competition at the high end. So thankfully, Apple is still in the game. But I think at this stage, I don't know if I'm waiting for any more rumors. I think quite possibly we may see something before Christmas. I was speculating that in the last video where we spoke about the Blackwell going to OpenAI. And it seems to me if they can get it together to put everything together before CES, I think it would make a ton of sense, because otherwise we're sort of waiting 3 months without any GPUs, and that's kind of frustrating. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see something soon.